This was a quick one-night trip to the beach, part escape, part field test. We wanted to try out our new drawer system, a few new camping gadgets, and just enjoy the fresh ocean air. Here's how it went. We arrived just before sunset. The weather was calm, the tide was out, and we picked a quiet spot on the beach. First thing out, our chairs. Quick and easy setup. And it's always nice to just sit down and take in the view before diving into camping duties. These chairs are a bit bulky and take up quite a bit of space, but I chose them for the footrest and that cushioning. That extra bit of comfort made them a worthy acquisition. With the sun starting to set, I switched on the lights at the tailgate. These are motion activated, and I honestly think this is one of the coolest bits of my build. I was especially excited to try out our new camping stove. It promised a hotter and more efficient flame. But as soon as I grabbed the gas cylinder, I realized the connector wouldn't fit. So I guess it was back to our old burner. Thankfully, we still had it with us. Not ideal, but it would work just fine. Next up was our water solution. I pulled out our onboard water tank, a 25-liter clear tank with integrated tap outlets and little legs. And this was followed by the 12-volt portable pump. First time use, and the flow looks decent. quick dig through the drawer system, and we had everything we needed for tea. As dusk rolled in, I opened the awning and set up our ambient light. Awning lights and a string of warm LEDs. It added a soft glow and made the setup feel really cozy. Little details like this make a big difference after dark. Not many things will beat a cup of hot Kenyan tea while staring out into the ocean. And yeah, you see the footrests? Yeah. Again, totally worth it. Dinner prep got underway shortly. And then the sky is open. Light at first, and then a bit more steady. But we were mostly covered. I'm really glad we have this on. It's one of those things that may not see use most times, but when it does see use, it comes through majorly. We honestly will it be functional in any kind of drizzle without the awning, and able to cook or even sit outside. For our meal prep, we brought up the hand mixer, powered through our inverter hooked to the secondary battery, and got the ingredients ready. This is another integral part to our camping experience. The 1500 watt inverter makes it so that we can run 80% of our regular household appliances, and we loved how well it worked. Cooking in the rain isn't ideal, but hey, it's all part of the experience. For dinner, we were having biryani, a local fancy meal, if I may describe it that way. It's one of those spicy meals that are usually commonly reserved for special occasions like weddings and birthdays. Eventually, we sat down with hot food, soft lighting, and the sound of the ocean. Not bad for a last-minute dinner with some gear hiccups. One thing I love about beach camping is how everything slows down. Even with the rain, it was peaceful, and our setup held up better than expected. Morning on the beach was unbelievably calm, the kind of quiet that makes you whisper without realizing it. There was no wind at all, not even a breeze, and the tide had gone out, leaving behind wide, glistening stretches of wet sand. Not a sound except for the soft pull of the tide way out in the distance. Our tent and gear sat perfectly still, not a flap or rustle in sight. The only sounds were the faint, rhythmic lapping of distant waves and the occasional bird calling off down the shore. Everything felt clean, slow, and peaceful, almost magical. After a night of light rain and low light, this stillness made the whole trip feel worth it. The air was cool and quiet, like the beach hadn't fully woken up yet.
How do you think about that? That thought process.
We found a corner of the tailgate where I had bumped my head the night before, so we patched it up with the most obvious high-tech solution we could find:
I want to go
duct
back
tape
and review
and some
how
tissues.
the other guys are doing it. I think there's a lot of lessons that are still right. Now I can knock my head with less consequence.
Yes.
Yeah, definitely.
So now you want another consequence. Why are you hitting me?
I'm stress testing it.
Bei yangu pia sio kama ile ya supermarket. Hapa ni kuongea. Looking is good.
We brewed a quick cup of tea, took a deep breath, and just sat there, completely present in the quiet morning. Eventually, it was time to start packing up camp to leave. We folded the duvet and packed it into a vacuum bag, then used a manual pump to compress it. Small Small, space-saving wins like this are huge when you're packing back into a small rig.
Only a matter of joining, connecting these dots. Looks like I'm going to an interview or something.
Before closing up the tent and awning, I use the portable pump again, this time to rinse the sand off the bottom of the chairs. Little routines like this help keep the gear clean and in perfect shape. Another necessity that we've come to realize is flowing water at camp. No sand in the car, that's always good. One of the biggest challenges with camping at the beach is sand going everywhere. With everything packed and clean, we were ready to go. The setup worked really well. The draw system made a big difference, and even with a few surprises, we learned a lot. This trip wasn't just about the beach. It was about dialing in our camping system. What works, what doesn't, and what adjustments we need to make. For one night test, we got a lot out of it. And most importantly, we did have a great time. Thanks for coming along with us. If you enjoyed this video, give it a like, maybe drop a comment about your favorite beach camp gear, and hit subscribe if you haven't already. More adventures and more gear tests coming soon.
Apakah